The world's most famous red carpet is about to erupt in brilliant tailoring, bold statements, and an unfiltered attitude towards one of the most amazing fashion statements: Black Dandy. Will the night live up to its game-changing potential or unravel into spectacle? Watch closely because the 2025 Met Gala will rewrite the rules. Style enthusiasts have long wanted something dramatic, but the focus on black clothing, especially the black dandy heritage, has raised eyebrows from the start. Some say it's time for an institution so important to popular fashion narratives to highlight a neglected aspect of fashion history. Others doubt the Met can handle this complex inquiry with the thoroughness it deserves. However, the launch of Superfine, Tailoring Black Style, has captivated dinner parties, runway shows, and editorial meetings. This concept is potent and might change how museums and fashion elites view black culture in a society eager for innovation. A famous individual who paved the way for black editors and creatives is recalled when the Black Dandy is spoken. Many perceive this new motif as an homage to Dapper Dan, whose love of elegance and style created the current fashion criticism. This curatorial choice reflects his steadfast belief that black art belongs at the top of the style pyramid. According to many, he represents the defiant and adventurous attitude of black men's fashion. Just mentioning these names makes you wonder how designers, celebrities, and creative minds would interpret this mandate at the Met Gala. This topic is not universally accepted in fashion. Social media rumors suggest high-profile people may overshadow this showcase's deeper themes. The usual demands to eliminate famous families from the guest list and worries about the event's lack of female leadership have surfaced. The Met Gala always debates who deserves a seat at the table, but this year's theme, Black expression, autonomy, and historical significance, heals the discourse. One cannot imagine the 2025 topic without asking which black-owned fashion firms will shine on that star-studded event. Yet some cynics say established luxury companies will overwhelm black voices. Others think this year will see true collaborations that boost young talent. In recent years, cultural organizations that approve these shows have expanded their holdings and corrected historical errors. Major U.S. institutions' exhibitions on African designers or the diaspora show a slow but clear change in fashion's gatekeeping capabilities. Critics warn that public vows of inclusions are meaningless without real improvements. Global institutions pledged a lot in 2020 amid massive upheavals and talks about systematic unfairness. The Met's first step into this explicit zone raises questions about whether the respected museum can offer a fresh, honest take on the Black Dandy legacy. The Black Dandy phenomena is multifaceted, rooted in past battles for autonomy when black men's clothing was often prescribed. Enslaved people had few clothing options centuries ago. Every personal flourish was an act of resistance, a way to define themselves in a world that tried to erase them. This sartorial rebellion evolved into a strong aesthetic of polished suits, vivid patterns, and calculated flamboyance. Black dandies challenge public perceptions of black males with their impeccable jacket lapels and bold color combinations, a visual protest against the ideas that clothes must be dull or flamboyantly stereotyped. The Black Dandy masters traditional tailoring and boldly rewrites fashion's unwritten norms. We can only guess how the Met will interpret this tale, art, and resistance layers. Supporters of this new theme point to Black Dandy's amazing ability to negotiate contradictions. Classic styles evoke immaculate suits, polished shoes, and old-world sophistication. However, the technique draws on a rebellious ancestry, reminding the viewer that every stitch is a declaration of independence against decades of restrictions. Famous sportsmen and singers who wear ultra or gender-fluid outfits draw from this history. These folks continue a bold heritage of unashamed self-expression by coupling a well-tailored jacket with an unexpected flourish. In doing so, they widen mainstream perceptions of black men. When the Met tackles a political or cultural issue, appropriation looms. Will famous attendees understand the Black Dandy's genealogy and liberation movements? Or just wear flashy outfits for a social media photo? Some worry that well-meaning but uninformed guests would copy fashions without understanding them. Others say focusing on black men's fashion on such a big platform is a triumph, as long as the curators and key personalities stay true to the subject's complexity. Observers note that the Met sometimes mishandles culturally delicate topics, A new breed of diversity-focused curators may justify these ambitious ambitions this time. A Black curator's unique viewpoint should make the final product stand out from past shows that simply scratched the cultural surface. At best, this method might provide a rich, immersive look at how Black men have utilized clothes to express themselves, from colonial communities to runways, sports stars to nightlife impresarios. The Met may also use live designers in the story. Stylists with archival experience may work with diaspora luminaries to create dynamic exhibits that blend history and innovation. Imagine a visitor standing between a 1930s outfit and a modern version by a brave young designer. That synergy is already there in Harlem tailors, London-based African-inspired designers, and up-and-coming diaspora-inspired designers. The Met will connect these strands to create a creative tapestry that may challenge the monolithic Black style. The larger issue of identity cannot be separated from commerce. The Met Gala raises money through celebrity attendance and spectacular fashion. Brands want to clothe the brightest talents for worldwide exposure. Will visitors overshadow the designers, or will they shine? The entire situation emphasizes how important this show is for an institution often attacked for elitism. Some observers, aware of the fashion machine's cyclical nature, predict a spectacle for the night. Some may reminisce about celebrities wearing culturally relevant objects as costumes. Others believe enough fashionistas will respect the topic at the occasion. After recent demands for responsibility, some A-listers may go further. The Met may fulfill its promise to include fresh viewpoints if attendees work with skilled Black stylists, historians, and designers to create heritage-themed statements. The show may empower rather than appropriate. The Black dandy, trickster, aesthete, rebel is at the center of identity and representation debates. Black men have defied authoritarian civilization's inferiority delusions with clothes since the 17th century. That claimed dress code became a medium of personal definition through sartorial conventions, gestures, and subversive comedy. Each colorful flourish, properly angled hat brim, and dazzling fabric declare existence in places that attempted to silence them. The 2025 Met Gala invites worldwide fashion to revisit those roots. If done well, the idea may transcend costume drama and spark a discussion of how garments define dignity and selfhood. The question is whether mainstream society will dismiss these phrases or appreciate their deeper meaning. A historian may notice that Black dandyism evolved. It changes with diaspora, colonial power, and cultural developments. By basing an entire Met Gala theme on these expressions, the Costume Institute will be judged on its narrative curation. One mistake or tokenistic approach might empty out the endeavor. If accomplished with seriousness and teamwork, this year's gala might set a precedent for mainstream organizations' handling of complex cultural issues. As observers recall, the previous Met menswear theme was years ago and did not focus on race. For the first time, race dominates an exhibition. That alone suggests a readiness to discuss fashion shaping, consumption, and veneration. The date aligns with the art world's requests for broad coverage, so the Met's choice is either smart or surrendering to public pressure. Might be both. Guests ascending the Met's majestic stairway are imagined. Cameras will flash, comments will rage, and views will form live. Will Hollywood and design elites produce ensembles that truly embody Black dandyism, rebellion, ingenuity, self-determination, and combat against confining norms? This is the time for the Met to establish it wants a new, modern, inclusive, forward-looking identity. So rebellious elegance may inspire attendees to walk the red carpet with bravery. They may say, intentionally or not, that shallow tributes are over. Tailors of Black style are the focus this year. Will they search archives for notable designs? Will current Black producers' creativity inspire the next generation of men's fashion? Will institutions show they have progressed beyond token recognition to connect with Black fashion heritage? As always, time will tell. The subject encourages participants to explore how much they appreciate and understand the tradition behind their silhouettes. The Met Gala is a theatrical representation of how society negotiates its history and plans its future. By emphasizing Black menswear and the Black dandy's rich traditions, the 2025 event might break new ground. It may show how style may reflect history and inspire new expression. Whether that perspective is victorious, confusing, instructive, or superficial is unknown. One can only hope the final product is as polished, bold, and refined as the finest black dandy works of all time. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more gentlemen's content. Stay dandy.